Nahum, a little book written around 860 BC, before Christ. And as we look at this little book that in most Bibles only takes 2 pages, only 3 chapters, it forecasts the fall of Nineveh, the capital city of Assyria. And it's fulfilled in completeness in 612 BC. But we're looking at the individual text, and we looked yesterday at verse 3, and how the Lord is slow to anger, but he'll by no means leave the guilty unpunished. But today we're going to look at the power of the Lord. And so I want you to look with me at verses 4 and 5 to see the power of God. He rebukes the sea and makes it dry. He dries up the rivers. Bashan and Carmel wither. The blossoms of Lebanon wither. The mountains quake because of him. The hills dissolve. Indeed, the earth is upheaved by his presence, the world and all of its inhabitants in it. Who can stand before his indignation? Who can endure the burning of his anger? His wrath is poured out like fire, and the rocks are broken up by him. There at the top, as it shows 680 BC, you'll see that Nahum is listed there, about top center. And you see that there are no other prophets writing around this time. Nahum is the only one, but he's prophesying a very important event, the fall of Nineveh in Assyria. And it happens just as he predicted at 612 BC. And that's 60 years ahead of time, more than 60 years ahead of time that he prophesied. Also notice that during this time we have 1st and 2nd Kings and 1st and 2nd Chronicles. And we'll be looking at those books after we finish the prophets. So unlike many of the other prophets that we see having seen mountaintops all the way out to the end times, Nahum only sees short term ahead, just 67 years as compared to thousands of years into the future. Nevertheless, what an incredible prophecy that he made about Nineveh falling, and because they had drifted away from God after a wonderful revival. Nahum paints a picture of God's power when he relates back things that they could all remember being told to them about the past and current times and the power of God. He says the seas can become dry. Certainly that's what Moses passed through the Red Sea on dry ground. He talks about the rivers drying up. All of those had heard the stories of Joshua crossing over the Jordan at the flood stage on dry ground. He talks about the withering of the plants, and certainly Elijah and King Ahab and Jezebel, when God called for a drought, saw the most fertile land dry up like red clay being dried up. It talks about mountains quaking, and he talks about hills dissolving. They had all seen and heard the power when God spoke it and the volcanoes erupted. Yes, God's power is great. Who can stand before such a God? Oh, they may mock him now. There may be those in our society today that mock God, perhaps even in our own government mocking God. But God is not going to be mocked. God is an all-powerful God, and he will show them his power one day soon. And that's my thought for the day. God bless you and have a great day.